Welcome, friends, to our high tunnel in deep January, where we are harvesting all manner of incredible greens. And I'm so excited to share how you can do this too, even if you don't have a high tunnel like this. So we'll talk about the seeds, we'll talk about the tools, we'll talk about the timing. So let's dive right in. First and foremost, seeds. You want to grow seeds that are well adapted for the cold. There is no getting around this one. You need really well adapted seeds. So of course, this is what we do. There's collards, kale, things all around me that are surviving the winter, and we'll save the seeds of them so that we can share them with you. And here's a quick little laundry list, and guess what? There's even more than this. But here is what you'll find in this beautiful bowl and all around me that we harvest all winter. So corn salad, mosh, amazing. Claytonia, of course. The Shanghai green, incredible. Tatsoi, Asian spinach, remarkably resilient as well. Our wintergreen mesclun mix, Dan Brisebois at Tournesol Seeds in Montreal. This is his little baby that he has been selecting for cold regrowth, regrowth in the cold for well over a decade. And arugula, incredibly tenacious and cold hardy. And oh my goodness, kale, specifically this red Russian kale and like Russian Siberian type kales compared to the more dinosaur Tuscan style kales. So resilient. And this Bare Necessities kale is kind of my favorite kale of all time. So cold hardy as well. And endives, endives, chicories, incredibly cold hardy. Yes, yes, yes. And little salad turnips, salad radishes, and also spring rab. Broccoli rabe or rapini, incredibly cold hardy. And also chervil, oh my goodness. And spinach, how could I forget spinach? At the very top of the list, our winter giant spinach is the cold hardiest spinach that I've ever found. And our friend Caroline Hunt will always be grateful for her introducing us to it. So yes, start with really cold hardy seeds, ideally that have been seriously put through the ringer. And that's why we're here, friends. So all of these seeds most of the seeds that I just shared will overwinter uncovered in your field here in Zone 5. But with some easy tools, you can harvest that much more and that much more easily. So let's talk about tools. There's kind of two facets of it. One, there's just the growth and how they grow well, faster or not. And then there's ease of harvest. So that's where your tools come in. So super simple, these hoops and floating row cover. So this floating row cover is basically like spun polyester that comes in different weights. And if you're using it for season extension like this, you want to get the heaviest weight floating row cover you can find. We share ours on our website. And it's amazing. And then also hoops make all the difference too. And you can see it's lofted up behind me with these spring steel hoops that, oh, hi, Pancho, will last a long, long time. We bought a few hundred in 2012 when we started Fruition Seeds, and honestly, we're still using them all these years later. They're amazing, just like you, Pancho. So even with those tools in your field, in your garden, you'll be amazed how much more quickly those greens will grow in the fall and how much easier they are to harvest when the snow melts sufficiently that you can take the floating row cover off. So if you have a high tunnel greenhouse, amazing. Cold frames are also incredible. Pancho, do you want to sit on my lap? Come on over. So, so yes, if you have those levels of infrastructure, of course, it's that much easier for those greens to grow more quickly and to be harvested more readily. And cold frames are kind of that happy medium. You can always just take, an old window frame or an old glass door and, put it up on kind of its own raised bed of sorts, but like instead of with soil in it, you're just creating this little whoop whoop that can pop up. It's so easy and fun to make. So yes, tools make all the difference for how quickly your fall sown or winter sown greens will grow or not, and how easy they are to harvest. As you can see, look on the sides of this high tunnel and all of that snow on the side. There's 2 feet of snow on the ground, friends. We are skiing. It's glorious. And there's no way that we would be harvesting greens under that snow. So thank goodness we have this infrastructure. But even if you don't have this infrastructure, you can grow all of those varieties I already mentioned beautifully in your field. And you'll just have to wait to harvest for the snow to melt. So now let's talk about timing. This is such a huge one. There's timing of planting and also timing of harvest. So timing of planting, we plant in the fall 4 to 6 weeks before final frost. So that gives the plants the seeds a time to establish, and perhaps check out my whole video tutorial about the Persephone period, because there's so much to share there. But there's this phenomena where a plant that's about a third of its age through its life cycle will be that much more frost tolerant. It's that much more just resilient compared to its fully mature self when it comes to the cold. So a full-size lettuce, for example, is not going to overwinter. We are actually overwintering our winter density lettuce here as young baby leaf lettuce, but it wouldn't as a full-size head. So yes, young plants are more resilient as a whole, as a generalization, compared to older plants. So you don't want to plant them too early, otherwise they will get more full size, more full to maturity, and so they won't be as resilient in the depths of winter. So yes, that plant, and we generally will plant at the beginning, at the middle, and at the end of September, because who knows when frost will actually come, right? That's a huge moving target. And so that way we have, honestly, that many more greens, and some of them will overwinter, some of them won't, depending on the season. They all will, but generally 1, if not 2 of those successions for these fall sown greens to harvest over winter will survive and in fact thrive. And we take notes in our across the seasons planting calendar of all of those sowing dates and all of those harvest dates. Here's the cover. It's so beautiful. This is our velveteen copy, and it has, as a perpetual calendar, it has all of the dates, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but it doesn't have days of the week. So you can see we take all of those notes on the days, but then instead of days of the week, we have years. So here's 2020. I'll be throwing in 2021, 2022. And so we'll be seeing the patterns across the seasons, which is why we call it across the seasons, so that you can just be, amplifying your abundance as the seasons go by. So here's part 2 of timing. There's harvest. So you want to harvest when the temperatures are at freezing or above freezing. And you can harvest when it's colder than that, but the thing is those plants will be more brittle and they'll more likely shatter. So both for you as like wanting to eat them and in terms of the plant regrowing. So your plant will regrow more readily. Oh my gosh, Poncho, you're so tiny and lovely. Your plants will regrow more quickly if you are able to harvest them with scissors when it's at freezing or above, so that they're not frozen solid. And isn't it just amazing? I mean, look at this. This is like a little leaf of Claytonia that is like, there's an icicle that came off just as I plucked it from the tip of its leaf. Like, this is an amazing plant. You are what you eat. These times are crazy times. Eat your greens. So yes, and a final thought that I will share with you. Greens, when they're harvested now in the depths of December, January, February, greens harvested in the cold store so much longer in your fridge than any of your greens that you'll harvest in the summer. It's kind of amazing. It's like they've been living in a fridge. And so when they make it to your fridge, they're like, I know what to do here. So, which isn't to say that, store them there for months, but you will be amazed. I've honestly forgot about a bag from a harvest a few weeks ago, and we ate them for supper a few nights ago, and I was blown away. They were delicious. So that was a 3-week-old bag of greens. And it was claytonia, spinach, kale. It was incredible. So yes, I don't think you'll have any trouble eating them on the spot. But know that sometimes, especially if you don't have essentially a walk-in cooler like this high tunnel is, and you're needing to wait to harvest until the snow melts and you have a lot of snow, you'll want to harvest, and then it's going to snow again, but you have this little window to harvest. You can feel confident that you can be harvesting a bunch of delicious greens and store them in your fridge, and that they will store much longer than they would in the summer. So there you have it, friends. Here are the keys. You want cold, hardy, well-adapted seeds. You want simple tools to take care of them. You want to explore the timing of the sowing so that you can be dialing it in, surrounding yourself with that much more abundance. And you want to harvest when they're at freezing or above. And I hope you are surrounded by so much more abundance than you know what to do with as we are. So you are sharing them with all kinds of friends as we are as well. It's a joy to share these stories. It's a joy to share our seeds. Thank you for taking care of our great, great, great grandbabies. And may they grow you as much as they grow us, as well as nourish you. Sending love from our frozen gardens to yours.